Welcome back
to Giggle and Games.
Listen, before we even get into this, anyone who's watching on YouTube, the set has changed again. Carl has worked diligently to provide us with a better set. We have a new mic. We have cool new gadgets.
Yeah, we got some different lighting.
Yeah, we have some different lighting. Let's see. I still look a little greasy, but it is what it is.
Well, we don't got the budget for the makeup people yet.
We don't have budget for makeup people.
Yeah,
that's fine. So we're all natural except for a little bit of a
also need
base.
to turn on the AC.
Oh God, you were supposed to do that. Oh yeah. So
Should
this
I?
is gonna be.
I can do it from here.
I mean, oh, can you?
On the phone.
Oh well, while you turn on the AC, let's roll for initiative.
Let's.
If this is your first time on the podcast, we'll explain the rules in a little bit, but we like to talk about games and we like to have fun. So I'm gonna roll first. Ooh,
oh!
15. Yes, 9.
Okay.
Okay, well, welcome to Giggles and Games, the podcast for all things games and entertainment.
And our usual quirky games and stuff like that where we test our luck at improv.
We are actually getting better. We made a couple good songs.
Oh, the songs are getting better.
Songs.
Yeah.
So we are getting better at improv, so just stick with us. Eventually we'll be semi-decent, but anyways, it's a good laugh. I'm your player number 1, LaQuita.
And I'm your player number 2, Carl.
And this is Giggles and Games.
Let's play!
I
almost said something completely different. I almost said something else. I totally almost said something else.
Well, welcome if this is your first time with us on the podcast.
Lord.
We have play sessions, and today's play session is going to consist of 8 rounds.
Which today we'll also be discussing Loki Season 2, Episode 3.
We're going to be discussing a brand new game that's actually going to be out on Kickstarter of November 7th, which is today when we post. So if you're listening the day that we post, this game is on Kickstarter. So we're going to do that for our board game of the week. What else?
And we're also going to be discussing the Dawn of DC comic Titans #1.
Number one. We're also going to be talking to you guys about Disney Lorcana.
Oh yeah, Disney Lorcana.
Yes, Carl's first tournament. Very exciting.
Right. And so much more.
So let's just jump right into it. Our favorite session, our board games, tactile play.
Rita, you ready to play?
I stay ready to play.
Yeah, for what?
Game night. It's time for tactile play. Welcome to Tactile Play. This is our board game session where we do a board game every week. And this one we just played.
That's right. We did just play this, so I should be able to remember it.
We'll see how much Carl remembers. So, like we said before, this is a game that's coming out on Kickstarter. So by the time you're listening to this podcast, it will be available for you. And the game is Valka. Did I say that right? Valka? Yeah, Valka by Terrible Games.
Valka by Terrible Games. And it's designed by Penrose. And I gotta say, the art is spectacular.
Yeah, that's art's fun.
Like the #1 thing that saw right away when we opened this.
Yeah, it was the art.
The art is
That's
really
great.
cool.
So, what type of game is this, Carl?
This is a multiplayer type of, what do you call it? What's the name I want to say? It's it starts with an S.
S.
It's a multiplayer
strategy?
No.
I don't know what word you're going
we can't
for.
cut. This is all real.
So you know what? I'm just gonna read it to you because I don't know what Carl's trying to say.
Yeah, I was trying to say
This is a savage multiplayer and solo experience with immersive art by visionary artist Penrose. So this is a really cool game. It's kind of like a battle game where each person has their hand of cards. You get to play cards to your front and back line. You get to give them buffs, spells, and you get to do events, which are very exciting. And you pretty much play to see who can kill the most fighters and gain the most infamy.
Yeah. So it's a card battling game and it's multiplayer, so it's not just you against someone else. And we played it and the art is great. it's a pretty tight game. It is.
It's actually very quick as well. So this is great for like a bar game. It's about 15 to 45 minutes, just depending on how you play. And then it's 1 to 5 players. We haven't played
1 to
solo.
5. Yes, the solo.
It's 1 to 5.
I almost thought this game was made for solo because it has so much more content as a solo game. It has like a map and a story that you can follow, like with a whole campaign.
It's so cool.
Like, oh, we can't do that in multiplayer. I felt like the multiplayer was like the bonus. You know?
But it's so cool. When we were learning the game, when Easy Cat was going over the rules, I was saying to myself, I was like, this reminds me a lot of like D&D elements. Like it's so cool, like with the buffs and the rolling and everything. So
it also reminds me of some digital card games, especially like with the 2 rows. It's like, well, in other digital card games, they have, you know, the front line that's like blocking the back line. But in this game, you're not, the front line isn't protecting the back line. It's just that you have 2 lines of, I guess, like warriors, fighters, like an army. And when you get rid of the front line, the back line comes up. And the back line is always face down, so the opponents don't know what's there. So it could be a surprise. It could be a trap. You could set up different
trigger things from the back line. It's really cool. It's really
so that's a really kind of neat mechanic that I haven't really seen
I played my trap card. So this is really cool. Also, there is an expansion that gives you additional spells and fighters. So if you want to support the Kickstarter, you can also get the expansion. And then as a Kickstarter gift, they're actually giving away familiars as well. So this is cool. We haven't looked at these yet, but this is, that would be, this little bulldog, like I want him. Like he's so cute.
Possessed.
He's so cute. Listen, nobody's getting in your yard if you have him chained up. It's great.
That's true.
It's great. So this is great. I had a great time with this game. Terrible Games. Thank you so much.
Yeah, look for it on Kickstarter November. Well, when you watch this video.
Yeah, when you watch this video, it's out. All right, and then also Lorcana. We want to talk about Lorcana. So.
Yeah, so I had my first tournament, and you play 5 different people, 3.
Yes.
You play 3 rounds.
You play best of 3.
All right, best of 3. And I mean, I won twice only because. No, actually,
you won 3 times.
I won 3 times, but 2 times I won by default because
it is what it is. It's a win.
My opponent was not there.
It was a win.
And then 1 I actually won. In real life.
Yeah, he did. He won. And you were sitting right next to me, and then we switched. It was funny. So yes.
It was fun.
So it was great having Carl out there to play. What deck did you use? Do you remember?
I used red and green, whatever those are.
Yeah, red and green. So
Ruby Emerald? Yeah.
Carl does not know. But yeah, so it was really cool. I also participated in the tournament. I won 2 games. I lost 3. I didn't have any buys like Carl did, so I had to actually play for my wins. But it was good. There was one that I could have won actually. But...
We also both won a raffle.
Oh yeah, we won a raffle.
I got a holographic Hey Hey promo card.
And I got a little pin. And look at it. If you can't see, it's Ariel.
Yes.
And it says cute. Disney Lorcana, and it's a really good quality pen.
Yeah.
This pen's worth at least $10.
Okay.
$10 on.
It's gonna be worth more because it's like a promo.
Oh yeah, it's a promo one.
So it's probably much more than that.
Yes.
So
that was fun. We thank you so much, Coliseum of Comics, for hosting that. We're gonna go. Well, I'm gonna go again in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Yeah, I'm not going this week, but I'm going again in 2 weeks.
I consider going. The only thing is, I feel like it doesn't feel long when you're there, but. When you get out, like you're like, oh, it's midnight.
Yeah.
Literally midnight.
I told you. It's
kind of late.
Yeah, but it was fun. So that was great. Do we have anything else for Tech
Well, speaking of card games like Lorcana, I just wanted to mention that there's actually one that Magic the Gathering is doing that's going to be based on Marvel.
Oh.
And you know that's going to...
Yeah.
It's got to do well. It's so exciting because like Magic the Gathering has been doing all these crossovers or whatever you want to call them with Doctor Who, Lord of the Rings.
Oh wow.
And then they had a whole new set which was direct competition to Lorcana, which was like more fantasy type of characters. Like they had the gingerbread man and stuff
cool.
like that, you know?
It's not going to hold a candle to Disney, but that's cool.
Right. But I mean, it looks really cool. And then I'm just sure when they come out with the Marvel one, though, I don't know. I'm going to definitely get that. I'm going to play that.
Listen, I'll play it with you. I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think that's all we're doing for Tactile Play. What's next?
This is Burkisha, New Zealand.
And this is Casey Randall Rick.
And welcome to Anything But the News.
Yeah, so welcome to Anything But the News. It's a segment in which we use this game called
The Plot Thickens.
The Plot Thickens. And it has different cards to prompt you in the game, and we're not using it as intended. And so we each take 2 person cards. I'm sorry, did I write on you? No. 2 person cards.
Oh, you're not going to give me 2?
I didn't?
No.
I gave you 2. No, I gave you 2.
No, this is yours.
No, that's yours. Oh, I see. I see. I thought... Oh,
now you put...
Okay. I thought that was yours. Okay, so what's this? Places?
Yeah.
Oh, so 2 persons, 2 places, and then
things.
2 things.
And the whole premise of this segment, this is one of our improv segments, and we like to try to create a joint news story with each of our prompts.
Okay.
Carl, why are you acting like we've never done this before? He's like looking around, like looking at the cards.
What? Because I thought I already did persons, and then I realized, I didn't do persons at all. So
you did place.
All right.
They're color coded, Carl, so you can see which ones you've done before.
Yes.
So we're gonna try to create a joint story. Let's roll for initiative to see who starts the story.
Yes, let's do that.
That's a 4.
Ooh. Okay,
that is,
whatever it is, it's higher.
Yeah, it is higher. Okay, great. So I'm going to give you
gonna be very interesting.
A moment to place out your cards here. Okay. Well, let's start the news story.
This is Burkisha, New Zealand.
And this is Casey Randall Rick.
And welcome to Anything But the News.
Dun, dun. And welcome this week we have a very odd story about the undead.
Oh.
And it is perfect time since it is Halloween we would be talking about the undead. Well, it's just past Halloween by like a day or 2 or 3.
Or 4.
And so the undead is in the story. They had come over from Halloween and they're still around.
Yes. And we're getting the report straight from the jail. We have 3 undead characters that are in the jail cell right now. So that's how the story kind of broke, because they put them into the jail cell thinking that they were just belligerent people that drank a little bit too much during Halloween. But then they realized that they don't have pulses. These are truly undead specimens that are in the jail cell.
Right. And, you know, when they checked on them in the next morning, not only did they not sleep in the beds that were actually provided for them, they had eaten them.
Oh, wow. And also, when they checked on them that morning, they weren't in regular clothes. They were in lingerie.
What?
Again, from my sources, I hear that we thought that they were just out partying the night before because it was Halloween. And then it turns out that these undead, for some reason, had raided Victoria's Secret.
So, you know, the FBI is now here in town to investigate this weird tale. And they've been going through these zombies or undead lingerie because they had no other clothes. They wanted to see what else was in their possession, if that were even possible. They were trying to dig in there, and then they were going to take whatever samples they got to the laboratory. Of course, because they're undead, they also took, some DNA and stuff like that to figure out who these people were. Yeah,
but one of the strangest things that they found when they were doing the searches for these undead criminals, well, we don't know criminals, these undead things that were
Maybe
arrested.
They were models? They were in lingerie.
Maybe Victoria's Secret models. But one of the weird things that they found was they found a wad of money on each of them.
Where?
No, inside the lingerie.
Inside the lingerie? So
I don't know if they were night walkers or what's going on, but there was
That's an
there was money found inside the lingerie.
That's very fascinating. They have nothing but lingerie on and money, but there's nothing else on them.
Not even a heartbeat.
So they did have, you know, people scour the area around where we had originally found them. And they did interview some people, some eyewitnesses, and said that they actually were behaving very chauvinistic-y.
Oh.
They were just really kind of like chauvinistic in their attitude, and they weren't really talking, but they would, you know, walk around like they owned the joint and like, you know, look up and down at women and like, you know, try to get them to come over to them at a snap of a finger with some dollar bills in their hands like this, shaking that money like this.
Yeah. I also heard that one of the reasons that our shock troopers weren't able to approach them immediately is because they had superhuman strength.
Oh!
So as they're running around flashing the money and stuff, they're like, one of the shock troopers came up and was like, "Hey, is everything okay?" And he just got shoved and he went like 3 blocks. They had to go find them.
They could have been like superhuman pimps.
Oh,
perhaps.
wow.
The white and lingerie. That's
no
really
idea.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So they tried to investigate more and where did these undead people come from? They finally were able to trace it back to this secret base. In the secret base, they had discovered many more bodies, but they determined that these happened to have escaped. And they were experimenting on people down there to make them superhuman, as we can see. But they must have took, you know, some pimps or, you know, people off the streets.
Off the streets,
to, you know, right. And
people
so,
of the night.
Exactly. And then, you know, they kind of were super zombies, and then they just kind of did what they normally did. And that's why they ended up with the cash, I suppose. Yeah.
I mean, the only other thing that we've heard about this story from my end, from my sources, is that they found a whole bunch of vials, so probably what was making them superhuman, in the armory of the secret base. So they're going to be running tests on those, probably in the laboratory, and then we'll have the results once they come in.
Yeah, it's incredibly insane, the story. Even though authorities found the secret base, you know, they found like one person, but it wasn't anybody who actually did anything at this base. It was just like one of the janitors. And so all they did was issue him a ticket for being there, because no one who was actually in charge was there. And so they're still investigating who owns this base, why does it exist, what is it doing there, what are they doing to these people, and how did these undead people escape?
Yeah, I'm really excited to follow this one, because I want to know what is going on, and if people are getting juiced, and if that is making them undead because they're getting juiced with this superhuman concoction. So we'll be following this, and we will bring it back to you guys as soon as we have updates. Well, that's the end of that.
Thank you. That was a great story.
I think that was a great story. And next is...
Carl, will you be my player number 2?
Oh, I'll always be your player number 2, LaQuita.
Okay, but like, look out for the boss.
Oh, dang it.
Welcome to
Plug and Play. Welcome back to Plug and Play. This is the video game or mobile game or just electronic
game portion of the show.
Exactly.
We have so much to discuss in this section this month, this week.
You have like so much to discuss.
There's a lot.
I have one thing. So, do you want to start with a couple items, or do you want me to?
Sure. Okay. So, currently, right now, by the time you hear this, it'll be too late. But they have, they have this new game called The Finals, and it's on beta. But by the time you hear this, it would just finish, because it's finishing today, maybe tomorrow. But The Finals looks like it's like a game show. So there's like this big arena where the audience sits, and then in the middle, it looks like a city or like some kind of landscape, kind of like Fortnite. And then there's teams of like 3 or something like that. So a couple teams of 3, and they all get launched into this arena, which looks like a city, and they literally look like they're like trying to rob the place, or like they're trying to make money.
Yeah.
And even when they kill some, or defeat one of the opponents, they turn into money. They like turn into coins and like fall apart. And so you're supposed to get all this money and win. It's like a game show. And I just thought it was kind of fun. It's something I would want to play, but so that's something to look forward to. That's going to be coming out eventually. And then I did find out what Battle Crush is. I mentioned Battle Crush like maybe 2 episodes ago, and it's kind of like a battle royale basically, and it's like small little cute characters, and instead of the outside coming in on you like this, the ground starts falling away. So if you don't move, you just like ah, and so while you're fighting, like it falls like and then so by the time the last person standing, it's like on a little piece of land that's left.
Gotcha.
And that's Battle Crush.
Oh, cool.
When that comes out. And Endless Dungeon is finally out, and I haven't played it, but I just think it looks so much fun. It's a dual stick top-down shooter, but it's also a combination of that and what do you call it? Roguelite, which means you'll die and start back over again kind of thing. And then also it is a tower defense.
Oh, I like
so
tower
all
defense.
3 of those in one game, and they said that they did a really good job of combining those 3 elements into the game, and it just sounds fun to me, but no one wants to play. Well, we have to buy it first, though.
Well, I like tower defense, so let me look at the game, and then maybe.
And then Party Animals. Did that came out, right? Are you familiar with that one?
Well, I don't
I
know.
thought you mentioned it with Jason.
No, I was talking about Gang Beasts and Humans Fall Flat, which I believe they're like similar games.
Yeah, so Party Animals is like a bunch of cute animal-looking characters that we play, that we can change their clothes and stuff like that. But they all walk around like they're limp. Yeah, limpy, dimpy, slimpy thingies. And so, like, they can't control their arms and their legs, and they're just flopping all over the place, and you're supposed to compete in different little games with them like that. And so that's what Party Animals is.
I kind of want to play that.
Yeah, I figured you would. And then I was going to just go down through a list of games that are coming out in November.
Okay, well, before you do the list of games, I'll just jump in here. Anyone who has played Fortnite Chapter 1 is back. So they've loaded the original map. So Retail Road, Tilted Towers, like all of the original maps. I have yet to play it because I had a lot of homework. I'm going to play it tomorrow, though, for sure. Maybe tonight because I took a 5-hour nap. Whoops.
Yeah, Fortnite OG. So the crazy thing is this. It's all the way back to Chapter 1.
Original.
And every single week is a new season from the original chapter. So it's like from Chapter 1 through Chapter X. You know how it goes to X?
Yeah.
Every single week it changes.
Oh, I didn't know
it goes
that.
To X. That's how fast it's gonna go.
So I need to play tonight.
Yeah, so you can play this week's and then, and not only that, the Battle Pass is from
the
Chapter 1, but it's all remixed. Oh. So you know how there's Peely, and then there's also Little Whip?
Yeah.
So there's Peely Little Whip. Oh. Like a Peely who's a Little Whip. And then they have a bunch of mashups of a lot of these characters. So if you like those characters.
I was looking at, they also have some of the OG weapons back. So there's a lot of that out there. The only thing that I don't know because I haven't played yet is, are you still able to do 0 build mode?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the only thing that I don't know. So I will play, and then I'll have an update for you in next week's episode.
That is the big question many people have. Like, are they going to take stuff away? Because I heard that they're taking away cars? They're taking away stuff that didn't exist but some like they might, like the whole thing where we can mantle over things. I think that's being taken away. So it'll be very interesting. But they're also bringing back old school vehicles too. Like there's the airplane, the ball that you could shoot out a little like suction cup and like swing around.
I remember that.
They're also gonna have a hoverboard, which we've never had.
I'm so excited because I didn't play in the original.
Oh yeah, like me too. You're right.
We started playing.
You're right.
It wasn't super late after, but it was like, we were towards the later part of that. Yeah. So I'm excited to see it. And then I've never played actual Tilted Towers. I played the Tilted Towers that they brought back in like the last chapter. So I'm just so excited. I'm excited. Also, was it like I forget the names of them now because they remixed them. So wasn't it Frenzy Farm or something? Or is that one of the later ones?
I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, they're definitely bringing a lot of those POIs and mixing them together.
I'm so
and
excited.
It's going to change every week. So it's going to be...
I'm so excited.
It'll be really fun.
I'm playing tonight because I took a 5-hour nap, so I'm playing tonight. All right, and now Car's going to go down what to expect in November.
What's coming up in November. So what's already come out in November, because it's November already, is November 1st came out with Song of Nunu. Song of Nunu is one of the games that's coming off of League of Legends. So League of Legends, Riot Games have been branching out and doing little games for all their characters of all genre type of games. And so in this one, it's one of those games where it's like a little cute little kid who has a friendly monster with him. He's not a monster.
I'm a monster.
What is he? Not a abominable snowman, but a
Bigfoot? Oh, a Yeti?
A Yeti, thank you. Yes, he's a giant a cute Yeti, and so you ride him down the snow and whatever. And it looks so cute, and I think it's supposed to be good. So that came out already. And then another game came out called Plate Up. The reason why I want to bring this up is because we like Overcooked.
I know this game.
You do? Have you played it?
No, I haven't played it, but I've seen this game.
It was on PC, and so now it's coming out on console, but it's basically like Overcooked, except you also get to change the kitchen, like the way it's designed or something. Is that what it is?
Yeah. You
so
get
I thought
a little bit more customization.
Yeah, so maybe we might be interested in that.
Yeah.
And then also on November 2nd was My Time on Sandrock.
Yeah.
Which has just come out, which is basically another farming sim type of cozy game, but there's also fighting in it and lots of other little things. It's kind of more RPG. I didn't hear lots of things about it. I heard good and bad things about that.
Ooh. Well,
so we'll see. And then yesterday or last night was Warcraft Rumble, which is a new mobile phone from the World of Warcraft IP, but it's basically one of those games where you're like, what do you call it? Where you're like setting, it's kind of tower defensive where you're like setting off little characters, then they start walking away.
Oh, I see.
Do you know what I'm talking about? What do you call those?
I don't know.
But it's one of those things where you like put out a character and the mana increases so you can put out more characters of higher, you know, abilities and stuff like that. And then November 10th, You're a Girl's Game.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Ryan has told me it did not get good reviews.
Oh, really? His girlfriend who played it?
He says it got like a 4. I haven't fact checked anything. They're still gonna get me for the nostalgia. Like I'm the target audience. They're still gonna get me. I'm still gonna play. I'm just hoping it's good. Please be good. Please be good. I miss old school Call of Duty when it was good. So.
And then on November 17th, if you're a fan of Persona, we got Persona 5 Tactica, which is a more tactics version of the Persona 5 game. And then there's also, this is really exciting, Super Mario RPG. If you're a fan of that, have you seen it? It looks really cool. And that's going to be out as well. And then on November 30th, near the end of the month, is going to be Gangs of Sherwood, which I've mentioned before, but it was pushed back till now. And it's, you know, a multiplayer shooter, but with, you know, Sherwood Forest.
That's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, and then there's Honor of Kings World. Honor of Kings is basically the Asian version of Arena of Valor, which is a MOBA. I don't know if anybody else plays it, but I really like it. But it's the Asian version of the game called Honor of Kings, and it's a MMO with those characters. Nice. So if you're really, you know, a lot of the games coming from China have been doing really well, like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. So if you're into those games, this has that kind of aesthetic. And then the last game I think you'd be interested in, Cities Skylines 2.
It sounds like
and
a
it's
game I would
free
like.
on Game Pass. If you have Game Pass,
I have it.
Listen, I saw the trailer. Basically, you can create like a city or any type of world that you want, and it looks incredible. Like I saw it looks like real, looks like the real world. Like you're you know, creating a real world. I just figured you like that kind of stuff, right?
I do, because I play things like Civilization, but like it reminds me of like SimCity. I don't know if you remember that game from like back in the day.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of stuff like that where you get to build your cities and develop them and whatnot. So that is a game that I would probably spend many hours on. Yeah. So I probably won't have time for it.
Definitely check the trailer. And you have Game Pass, you should play it. And I don't know if it's be able to be multiplayer, but if it is, I'll play.
Okay, that sounds good.
So that's plug and play.
Plug and play. Let's move it on.
Today's broadcast brought to you by
Oh, I didn't even get it ready. Yes, now we're going to our second improv section of the podcast where we play a game called Blabbi.
Yeah, normally this is the segment that kind of separates the first half of our show and the second half. The first half was all, you know, games and video games and that type of stuff. And then the rest of the show is going to be entertainment. Yes. And so this is our break where we tell you a little bit about our sponsor of the week, which is being used or being created by this game called Blabbi, which has a bunch of letters like Scrabble, and we randomly pick out 8, and whoever is doing it, we're going to roll to see who does it, is going to have to create a word out of those letters, and that will be the sponsor of the week. And there's also topic cards that will give us an idea of the subject matter.
Yeah, kind of help guide us. I'm going to roll. That's a 16.
Oh, I think you might be doing it.
10.
Oh, you're doing it.
Okay, so I will be doing it this week. If you want to pick 3 topic cards for me, I'll pick out some letters. There's going to be a time where I swear I'm not going to pick any vowels. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I can work with these.
I think these are very similar to ones we have already taken.
Yeah, they are. I tried to pick from like the middle or something.
Here we go. I got you some new ones.
Okay, great.
I haven't seen these before. There we go. Oh, no. There we go. We got her 3 topics.
Okay, so the 3 topics we have are fears, ancient rituals, and natural disasters. So that's going to kind of guide me. So I can use all of them. I can use one. But that's going to kind of guide me in creating the sponsor of the week.
What kind of letters do you have? I see you have...
I have B as in boy, L as in Lisa, D as in David, E as in Edward, I as in India, N as in Nancy, E as in Edward, J as in Jack. That J is the one that's like...
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
I can make real words out of this. Bleeding. I can make real words out of this. Okay. Now I don't have to use all of the letters, but I always try to use all of the letters because why not?
Yeah, you don't have to, but if you can, you'll get bonus points. Just kidding.
All right, I'm ready.
You're ready?
Yes.
Today's broadcast brought to you by...
Boy, don't we have a great sponsor for this week's podcast. We have BELJEDIN. Have you heard of them?
No.
Okay, so BELJEDIN is it's based off of an ancient ruins over in the northeast, southwest. Yeah, over in that region.
Right.
Yeah. So in those ruins, they were a couple of explorers, kind of like Indiana Jones, some archaeologists, some paleontologists, all that. They were going in there because they that was an area that has not been explored yet. So they went in. A couple of them had fears of going into ancient ruins to kind of search for stuff because we just passed Halloween, so we know you don't want to be taking things from like burial grounds and stuff like that. You know, you kind of want to leave that stuff. So they went in and they found this temple, and they went into the temple and they excavated, and BELJEDIN was born. BELJEDIN is kind of like the sand that they took. So even though they were a little bit afraid, they still took some of the sand because they realized it was having sort of like healing properties. Yeah, so they would mix it with water and it becomes into like a little clay. So it would have some healing properties. So they started putting it on their skin, and they found a couple of slabs that had drawings and hieroglyphs and things on there. And they noticed that the ancient people were also putting it on their skin. So they're like, oh, this is great. And they noticed that it's better than Neosporin. Like, it was like healing up cuts and scrapes and stuff. You should probably take a look. And it wasn't just for new scrapes and bruises. It was healing things that were like 5 years old. Scars. It was so amazing.
I definitely could use that.
It's so amazing.
On my legs.
So BELJEDIN is the name of it because that's the name of the ruins that they were in. So they brought it back. And then there was a natural disaster and the whole ruins was gone. So what we have is what we have.
Oh no, that stuff's gonna be so expensive then.
It is gonna be expensive.
No one can afford that if there's no more, like, I'm sure all the rich people are gonna...
Yeah, but I'm not sure, the ratio of how much you have to use, because you probably don't have to use that much if it's
or maybe scientists can recreate it.
They might be able, but it's
get an off-brand
it was a natural
version.
Yeah. You're gonna get the Wish version.
Yeah.
So BELJEDIN, thank you so much for sponsoring today.
Yes, thank you, BELJEDIN.
We need to get you
some,
and we're gonna
some samples. I know. I got cuts and
this is probably why they sponsored us.
Look at that.
They honestly sponsored us because of your legs.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. Should have sent me a sample.
So there we go, BELJEDIN. That was our sponsor of the week. So now let's move into the second half.
Carl, what are you watching this week?
I don't know. What are we watching this week? Let's check on the screens.
Haha.
All right.
Welcome to On the Screens. This is where we're talking about the show that we're currently watching, as well as other things that may be currently going on in TV. And
film.
And film. Currently, we are watching Loki season 2.
That's right, Loki season 2. I felt like I watched episode 3 so long ago now.
Oh my gosh. Well, before we get into it, this is the part where if you're watching on YouTube, we are going to be talking about the episode 3. So if you haven't watched it and you want to skip this, there are chapters now because we're upgrading everything. So just go over to the next chapter. If you are listening to us on the podcast, on any of the podcast platforms, and you don't want spoilers, just skip ahead about 4 or 5 minutes and we'll be on to the next topic.
That's right.
All right, we're into it. So,
Loki season 2, episode 3.
So this episode was titled 18.
You remember? Oh, you did you see it?
God.
Did you just see it?
I did just see it. It was called 1893.
Okay, yes, I remember we had Kang in history, and they dropped him something to learn about the TVA, and then he grew up to be kind of like a con artist, genius con artist, kind of, right?
His name was Victor Timely, by the way.
Oh, okay, yeah, and he like had these inventions that he was trying to con people with.
Yeah, exactly. That weren't quite working.
I was really this is just jumping, but I really like him as an actor, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah,
I just think that like his character was just. He was a character.
He was a character.
You know what I mean? Like, not someone else. Someone else wouldn't have played him like that.
And that character
was like, he had like a talking disability or something. Like the way he talked was very interesting.
Yeah, he had like a little stutter, kind of like me.
Like us.
I had a little bit stutter,
but yeah, I just jumped to that because I think he's a good actor.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see
what's going on with him, but
yeah, we don't know how that's gonna play out. But yes, as far as the episode was great. I loved it. Also, I don't know if you noticed in the beginning, they were kind of already like immersing you into the 1893 because in the beginning when they do the Marvel opening, it was a piano. It was a piano version, and then Marvel Studios was green for Loki. It was real cute.
Oh yeah,
I love stuff like that, and I think since I'm in my like final semester, like since I've learned about all this stuff, like I get why they're doing that stuff. So it's very interesting. Listen, I need to talk about Miss Minutes.
Yes, let's talk about
I need to talk about Miss Minutes.
I took notes, LaQuita.
You took notes?
Yes.
Okay, so let's let Carl get
No,
his
but I got
notes
him.
up.
Go ahead.
But I want to let y'all know, Miss Minutes. So in season 1, I looked at Ryan, and I think it was like the 3rd episode, and I was like, Ryan, I feel like she's a villain. Like I don't feel like I know she's happy or whatever.
God,
like
you just
I felt like she was a villain in season 1. And then now we find out the real reason of what's going on is because the variant of He Who Remains, who is Victor Timely in this episode, they created the TVA, so they created Miss Minutes. So it makes sense why she defected.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
I found her quite slightly annoying in this episode when she was all trying to be like, oh, don't you wish I had a body?
So it was so creepy. It wasn't annoying, Carl. It was creepy when she put her face on the mannequin.
Yeah, she like, okay, creepy, annoying, yeah.
It turned into,
I was like,
if anyone knows the 90s movies with Keira Knightley swim fan, I think it was Keira Knightley and Freddie Prinze Jr. It's a very old movie from the 90s. If you remember Swim Fan, Miss Minutes was a straight up swim fan. Like she was mean mugging them like whenever Renslayer was like, she was like rolling her eyes and stuff. Like, did you see that? It was so cool, but also so crazy.
Okay, I these are my notes thus far. Loki felt slow.
I didn't think it felt slow at all.
Really like Jonathan Majors. I already said that.
Yeah.
Ravona.
Yeah, Ravona.
Ravina.
Something like that.
I said blah.
You don't like her?
I don't know. I guess I do.
AKA,
these are my notes.
This is Renslayer. So in episodes 1 and 2, they're looking for Renslayer. This is who they're looking for. She was the superior to Morbius.
I guess I just don't.
Or
like
Mobius.
Her, maybe I just don't like her.
Oh man, that's crazy.
And then I said, kind of felt like not going anywhere.
Oh.
Maybe it felt like it was slightly fillery.
Well, so
like nothing really happened.
So what happens is it opens with the crisis that they're having at the TVA.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
It opens with the crisis.
That funnel thing that is that needs to be fixed.
So
what do we call it?
And
the
loom. Yes, and then at the end of episode 2, they were able to trace the last time that Miss Minutes connected with Renslayer. So then they were like, oh, they're working together. So that's how they knew where to go. So they went. But I also love that they like dress in the time that they're going, which I don't know how that's possible. Does it happen when they walk through the door? Because they don't walk through the door with those clothes. Maybe I'm peeling the curtain back.
That's interesting.
Maybe I'm peeling the curtain back.
I guess there's so much going on, no one even paid attention.
Because then when they go back to the TVA, it is what it is. But Loki used his magic again. We've seen Sylvie again, which is great. She's reminding me of Daenerys in the last season of Game of Thrones, where you can see the descent. Like, she reminds me.
Interesting, yeah. Sure.
Except for that one humanizing moment where he was like, "You don't know me. You don't know my heart." I like teared up a little bit. So you're right, Jonathan Majors is like, he plays that role really well. Yeah, that's very interesting. What else do your notes say?
I said, I mentioned it was almost like a filler. I also said, would have just killed Ravona.
Yeah.
I would have just killed her.
Yeah, she kicked her through a door, right? But where was that door leading? That's what I didn't. That's what I think I missed.
Oh, she sent her back to the end of time where she had originally killed Kang. Oh, and Kang was sitting there dead.
Yeah. Okay. But she did, because Miss Minutes showed up after that.
Yeah, that's right at the very end. Yeah. Right.
She had a secret.
I said I would have just killed her because I feel like I wouldn't trust that something could happen still. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I was right. Something still happens still. And I also said, let's see, the variants could be all different. Not all will be evil.
Yeah, because that's when he was saying that
you don't know me.
Like, you don't know my heart. Like, you don't know me because
I might not be evil.
Are you evil? Well, I mean, you are Slytherin. Just saying. I know Slytherin doesn't mean evil, whatever, but you are Slytherin.
Oh, here's one that you mentioned already. Now I said Miss Minutes, a piece of work.
She is an ex. Body. She is an ex that is crazy. She will slash your tires.
Yeah, for real.
But I did enjoy her turning into the ghost, like scaring everybody. She was woo. Yeah, so that was really good. I think it was a filler episode, but it was a filler episode that needed to happen because it explained a lot, because we didn't know where Renslayer was. We didn't know why Miss Minutes was working with her. So it answered a lot of questions from the first 2 episodes that we had no idea because it never cut to them. So it did answer those questions, and then it also got the variant back for He Who Remains. Now, what his role is going to be, we don't know, but we know it got that variant back. So that was good. I can't wait till the next episode. I'm loving this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episode.
All right, perfect. What else are we watching?
Well,
I haven't watched it yet.
You kind of. Wait, you didn't?
I didn't watch it yet.
Oh, well, we won't talk about it then. I can't talk about it. We can't talk about it.
No, but I will try to watch it before next week so we can talk about Gilded Age season 2.
Gilded Age season 2, episode 2, perhaps next week.
Yes. Episode 1 next week.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Episode 1, if I can remember it.
Write your notes.
And, so the question we have here is, I think we're going to go watch the Marvels.
Yes. I really want to. I really want to.
I have something to tell you about the Marvels, but let's just say we are watching it, then that means we need to also watch Ms. Marvel.
Have you watched it?
Never.
Okay, good, because I need to watch it.
Okay, so we could do like 3 episodes next week. We could do... we could do
It's gonna be an entertainment episode next week.
Loki, Gilded Age, and Ms. Marvel, episode 1.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. So what I want to say, now moving on to film, is the Marvels, there's just been such bad hype for it.
Yeah.
Did you hear that the director literally, like, even before the editing was finished, even before it's released, she like, oh, I'm gonna go and film something else in another country. She kind of like walked out and she said, I didn't direct this movie.
Oh no.
Yeah, they said that they had to do 4 weeks of reshoots to make it make sense.
What do you mean?
Like,
wasn't there a
right?
Wasn't there a script?
How does that happen? I don't know. I mean, obviously there was, but like, come on.
The thing is, when you deal with like time jumping and stuff, it is a little bit of going back and forth. So
is there time jumping in that?
Well,
Marvels?
they're pretty much switching positions, so it's not time; it's like space.
Okay,
space manipulation. So,
like, they could have made it a little bit too convoluted and kind of like,
because
we need to make this make sense.
I think the premise from what I've seen from the trailers, I think the premise is something happens, so then anytime one uses the powers, they switch places with another one. So that could be confusing. Yeah. But that's what you're supposed to get out on the script. You're supposed to...
we're gonna see.
All right, we'll see.
So, things I want to mention. This is so old. There's a new Trolls movie. Did it already come out and go?
No, there's a second one.
It didn't come out yet?
I don't know when it's coming out, but that's why NSYNC is back together.
Yeah, I'm just shocked that that movie has another sequel. Is that good? Have you been watching those?
This is the third one.
That's what I'm saying. Are they good?
The kids love it. Like,
really?
Yeah, I hear
your kids love it.
I don't have any kids. I haven't watched the Trolls movie.
Let's see. What does this say? Oh, did you know? Did you watch Black Phone?
No, I didn't watch it.
So Black Phone,
I went through the house last year.
It's gonna. Oh yeah, you did. It's gonna have a sequel, and apparently, if it does well, it's gonna be a trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Black Phone. So parts 2 and 3 coming up. And also, I heard a rumor that there was going to be a Chucky v. Megan movie.
That would be cool,
Chucky
but I think Megan should win that. But
well, you never know. I mean, we saw those clips of what Chucky does in his show. He literally jumps as high as a person, 6 feet in the air with a chainsaw.
Carl, my problem with that, the chainsaw has to be revved, so you don't hear no chainsaw behind you. The chainsaw has to be revved. He can't rev. He didn't rev it while he was in the air.
Well, you
don't hear this chainsaw, Carl. In a dark house.
I mean, it's magical because
Carl, we heard the chainsaw.
I'm just saying this is a magical chainsaw because also there is no chainsaw that's only this big for a little doll to carry. That too. So
it's just so
it's like a Looney Tunes. It's Looney Tunes. Did you see there was a trailer called Lisa Frankenstein?
Yes, I did see that.
You did?
Yes, I did.
What did you think?
I didn't watch the trailer.
Kind of quirky. I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
It looks like a girl who is in high school who built her own boyfriend.
I didn't watch the trailer. I just saw. I saw that there's a Lisa Frankenstein.
So like she built her own boyfriend, basically.
I mean,
it sounds like a quirky little thing.
That's what Miss Minutes is wanting.
And then, and then the last bit is back to Marvel. Bad news or sad news. Did you hear about the state of Blade movie? They said that they've gone through like 5 scripts, multiple directors, and that Mahershala Ali is like kind of like done and doesn't want to do it anymore because it's just originally they rewrote it and had him be the 3rd or 4th lead like he wouldn't have been the lead in the movie. There was like 3 other women who were going to be leads or something like that. And I don't know. Basically, it sounds like a disaster.
Yeah. Well, bloop, 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 bloop.
So that is our TV and film news on the screens.
Once upon a time,
We read a book.
I love the longing gaze just off into the corner. Welcome to our read section where we talk about things that we're reading. And
we read. We know how to read.
We do know how to read. And to make sure that we're having content consistently for this, Carl has decided to do the Dawn of DC with me, which is great. Well, it's his idea. I've never done it. But I'm reading comics. And then also it fulfills, you know, Carl's need to get me reading DC comics.
Yes. So, let's start. So, we read this week Titans #1. So last week we mentioned we're gonna read Titans #1. Did you guys read it yet? So LaQuita literally just read it.
I just read it.
I read it like earlier this week. I was hoping to wait as long as possible so I would remember everything. So I took
just
notes.
Take notes. Yes, just take notes.
A little notes.
Take
I don't know if they're any good. So this is another jumping off point for you. It's another issue 1, but where you're just thrown into the water, where there's established characters.
But this one was a lot easier to jump on in because I know about Teen Titans, so a lot of it made sense. Yeah,
because you knew of these characters.
Yeah.
You just didn't know it in the context they were talking in, because I think in the book they were talking about like things that happened prior to what was happening in the book.
It didn't take away from the main point of this comic, like the main story and stuff. And John Cena.
And did you know all the characters? You know all the characters because they're all the main Titans.
No, I'm assuming. So is Donna like an Amazon?
Oh, yeah, Donna.
Is she Diana's daughter or something?
Sister.
Sister. Okay, that's who I didn't know. I didn't know
Donna
her.
Troy. She was the original Wonder Girl.
Oh, nice, nice. I never knew there was Wonder Girl. Only a Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she was Wonder Girl, but now she's Troya or Donna Troy.
Okay, so Donna. And then the person that I couldn't remember his name. The guy that was in the sea that didn't want to help.
Lad.
Yeah, okay, Aqua Lad. Garth Brooks.
Yes, Garth. Yeah, that was really interesting. Like, he was alluding to there being something else he had, some kind of,
someone else he's working with as well.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
I wonder if he's working with Peacemaker.
No.
You don't think so?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe, but I feel like no way.
Probably not.
No way.
But, yeah, Peacemaker came out, and I know about Peacemaker because I watched the series with John Cena. Yeah. So I understood what was going on there and his character.
Right.
Yeah, it was great. There was no surprise to me with Raven and Beast Boy because that was kind of alluded to in Teen Titans. So, yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought.
Are you familiar with Wally West?
Yeah, that's in the Flash.
Yeah, he's one of the Flashes.
Oh, is that not the most recent one that I know about?
Well, Barry Allen is the
Barry. Oh, so I don't know who Wally is.
Well, you knew. Did you ever watch the CW show?
No.
Oh. That's fine. That's fine. Well, Wally West is
I've heard him before.
The second Flash.
Okay, so that's probably why I heard.
There's actually 2 Wally Wests. There's a white one and a black one.
What the world?
It's kind of like Spider-Man. Actually, it kind of is like Spider-Man in that sense.
But they're both not named Peter Parker.
Oh, that's true. They're not both named Peter Parker. I meant that one is white and one's black.
Okay.
I guess that's what I meant.
Okay.
But yeah, there's 2 of them. So something happens to Wally in this one.
Yeah, he gets shot.
It's kind of like
he gets shot.
Yeah, he got shot.
And he's like, I only have seconds to live. And he's like, how did I get shot? I only have seconds to live. And he was like, I can do a lot in seconds. And then he like quickly.
Yeah, he's like, there's only one thing I could do or something like that.
Yeah.
But then by the end, we find out he just got to the Titan's tower and was just.
I mean, he said bye to his family. Real quick, remember?
That's all I thought he was gonna do something to save himself.
I'm not gonna lie, he should have did the solve it like thing and then put Flash. He should have did that first and then died with his family. That's how I would have done it. I'm just saying. Kind of like.
There's no way he's dead though.
Raven said she can feel it when they were checking for posts and stuff.
I feel like there's no way. There's no way they would kill Wally West. Trust. They will not kill Wally West.
I tell you, he did.
He's coming back.
Okay.
He's definitely coming back somehow.
We'll see.
And did you know prior to this, there was something that happened? They probably mentioned it in the book that they are the predominant team of the DC universe right now. Like they're taking over for the Justice League, kind of. Do you remember? Get that sense?
They mentioned that.
Yeah.
They mentioned that Justice League is no longer so they're taking over.
So, are they ready for the big leagues?
I mean, they're not teams anymore.
Can they replace Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman?
They can replace Batman. Batman only has money. Wow. They can replace Batman. Batman only has money.
Batman is more than just money. Are you kidding?
I mean, he's very smart.
His whole mind and body is unique to him.
It is, but
it's super unique, not just unique.
I like Titans better than Justice League.
Okay, good. Well,
but it's also because I hate Batman and Superman. So
it's like there's the hate. Okay, and yeah, that's kind of all my notes was just about mirroring, the Justice League and how they kind of mirror them in a way, not exactly, but
they do because Nightwing is supposed to be Batman. Donna is supposed to be Wonder Woman. Like I get it.
There's no Superboy in here, though. In the future, or not in the future, but in other iterations of Titans or Teen Titans, there was a Superboy. And there's definitely enough of them to been on the team, because there's like at least 2 Superboys right now. Maybe even 3, I can't remember. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm so curious. I really like the writer, Tom, oh my God, I almost said Tom King. It's not Tom King. Taylor. Tom Taylor? Oh my God, I'm getting so confused. But anyways, he wrote it, and I like it, and I like the artist, Nicola Scott.
Perfect.
So I don't know if we'll read more of that, but for next week, let's discuss. Do we want to read, let's see, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern War Journal, Blue Beetle, Cyborg, Green Arrow, City Boy, Vigil, Doom Patrol, Shazam, Superman, Fire and Ice, Power Girl, The Flash.
I think we should read Flash just because he just died. Let's pay some homage to Wally.
Listen, I'm excited to read The Flash. So I haven't read any of these in hopes to be able to read it with you. So The Flash literally just came out about a week ago, and it's supposed to be a new iteration of him where it's a little bit darker, apparently. So I hope it's good. I'm looking forward to that. So if you want to join us, feel free to pick up The Flash #1 on either digitally on Comixology or get the DC Universe Infinite app to read comics. And if you want to read every comic that comes out a month after release, you should get the ultra version, ultra tier. And otherwise, you can go to the comic book store or your local bookstore and also maybe find it in the back racks. Support your local businesses.
Yes.
And I just also wanted to mention some other new comics that I might be interested in is the new Ultimate Universe for Marvel. So there's a new Ultimate Universe 1, and there's also a new Ultimate Spider-Man #1.
Okay.
Along with other Ultimate titles, but those two of particular note.
All right, perfect. Well, speaking of local bookstores, we were just at Coliseum of Comics for the Lorcana Tournament. We are going to have some content for you after this and bonus rounds, I'm guessing.
Okay.
So, you know what? Let's just shoot to it right now.
Promoting the store?
Okay, so we just started recording, but you missed all of the good content, so I don't know what we're going to do now. Carl, explain to me what a volume was.
Yeah, so this is just a collection of what they call Volume 1 is because it's just the first one of like maybe 10 issues of the original Avengers.
And I just wanted to know what happened to the Hulk. Why does he look like this?
Look at Iron Man.
Oh my God. That is not Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. Oh, and so we're at Comics Coliseum in Orlando, and this is the DC section. So I was just showing LaQuita about, you know, what all the new Dawn of DC stuff is that she hasn't seen.
He's trying to get me put in a cult, and I said a couple of things.
This is Lilo as Wonder Woman. Just kidding.
That is too funny.
Not.
Well, is
not
that
really.
If that Lilo, is this Aladdin?
Sure. Right. And we're gonna be reading the first issue of this comic, Titans.
Nice. I'm excited. Oh, that's Amanda Waller.
Is it?
Yeah, look. It literally says enter. No, it says enter Amanda Waller.
Yeah, we're entering. Oh, you're so right. It says enter Amanda Waller.
She looks. This is because she's black.
She looks like she come out of the 70s.
She does.
And then look at these beautiful covers.
Oh my god.
Look, they're not reintroducing, but I don't know why they're doing the whole Return of Superman thing. It's like the anniversary of Death of Superman, and afterwards, it's the Return of Superman. There's 4 different Supermans, including Steel.
He's black.
Yep, he's black. And then they also had this guy who is Superboy.
Is he Asian?
He's not Asian, but he's cloned.
Oh,
Cyborg.
So he's Cyborg.
Wait, actually, no, that's not the clone. Is it the clone? I can't remember.
I don't know.
And then there's this guy, the Eradicator.
Oh.
Vanilla Ice. Okay.
Did you say?
World, remember we read this? This is on issue 6 now already.
Oh, is it?
Where's Cyborg? I want to see Cyborg.
Cyborg's there. I'm pointing at him.
But it's not really his comic. This is just the cover for Titans 4, but it's got Cyborg on it.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll get to read his comic too.
Okay.
Oh my god, look how cute.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We should read that.
This
It's
also
Trick or
issue
Treat.
4, except it's just a variant cover.
Where's issue 1? I want to read that now.
Titans?
No,
We're reading that.
Yes, but I want. Is it the cute little ones like that, or is that just the cover? Oh,
that's to get you to buy it.
Can I like buy that just for the cover? Because like.
LaQuita wanted this. She had mentioned this, and I told her about.
Yes, I want that.
Wow, there's 3 Jokers.
I might buy that.
Ooh, we could put that in our anything. So that's the DC section. Oh, this is Steele's own book. He has his own book with his daughters, or does he have a daughter? No, just one daughter.
This sounds like spoilers.
Irons.
Sounds like a lot of spoilers.
Oh, goodness, what is this? Yeah, spoilers.
Okay, Carl has me looking at comics, but I'm looking at Pops. First of all, why is Bugs Bunny in Scooby-Doo's Mystery Machine? Okay, so we found Scooby-Doo Apocalypse.
Oh my god, 35?
Yes, but I need issue 1. Issue 1. Issue 1.
Oh?
Oh, yes, I want it. I'm buying it.
Wait. Solid covers.
There's multiple covers.
I think those are the only 2 that are
Those are the only 2 covers. Well, I want this cover. This one's mine. This is mine. Okay. That was great. That was so fun. Also, we met so many people in that comic book store. Like,
we
this
definitely
one guy
need to go to more comic book stores. It's so much fun.
Yes. So, if you saw in the video, I picked up a couple of items. So, I have them right now. The first one I picked up, which I have been looking for this for forever, but I've never found issue 1. Yes. So, Scooby-Doo Apocalypse.
Ooh, it's the Jim Lee cover.
Also, this is a different cover than what you see in the video, because right after we stopped filming, we found this cover, and I was like, I love this. I'm getting this one instead. So, I'm super, super excited about that. And then, issue 1, Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. Gotta represent. I'm so excited to read this.
I'm curious. I want to check it out.
It looks sick. Like, I'm so excited. So I'm gonna read this and see what's going on. So those are my 2 spoils. I will tell you, we should have recorded like earlier because there was just so much that was happening that we were talking about.
Yeah,
in regards to
our back and forth was really kind of funny.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
But we gave you a glimpse of some of it during the video. So I'm excited to read through these, and maybe I'll have more to talk about them next week.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Let's begin our bonus round.
You're so lucky. Haha, all right. Welcome to bonus rounds, and we have something special for you guys today because we went to Halloween Horror Nights so that Carl can finish the last couple of houses that he has not seen.
Yeah, and they were so good.
Were they?
The last two, yeah, I liked it. It's Stranger Things, and it was the Chucky house.
Okay. So at the beginning of the Halloween Horror Night season, so oh my god, episodes ago, we did our predictions and our rankings.
Oh boy.
I forgot to look at what we ranked them before, but we're gonna do our final rankings.
Down?
We're gonna do our final ranking.
Oh,
I don't know if you wrote them down.
Yeah.
I wrote them down, but I forgot.
I don't have them.
No worries. So we're going to do our final rankings through each house. Tonight that we're recording is the actual final night of Halloween Horror Night.
Final
countdowns. Da-da-da-da. So I'm going to go through each house and we're just going to quickly say what we rank them. All right. Stranger Things house. Now you just did this house.
Yeah. I thought it was fun. I liked it.
We did our scale 1 to 10.
Yeah.
So 1 to 10, what's your ranking?
I'm always gonna like IP type of stuff like this better. No offense creatively to anybody, but it's just easier for me to remember and appreciate and enjoy because I recognize. So I would put it above 5.
Okay, I need a number. You gotta commit.
Out of what?
Out of 10, 1 to 10.
I would give it an 8.
An 8? Alright. I like the Stranger Things house. Again, I still haven't watched season 4, so it wasn't...
Oh, spoiler.
Well, the whole time I'm just like, spoiler. I thought the house was fun. I thought it was long. I like the engagement of the scare actors. I'm gonna give it an 8 as well.
Oh, really?
Now we're on to the Chucky house, which I believe you didn't give this a high ranking before.
Are you sure? I thought I said that I think it would be fun, especially if they use puppets.
Oh.
So I can't remember, but I liked it because it was super unique. And there was this weird thing where I thought it was over.
Yeah.
In the middle. I was like, oh, it's over, that's it. But then it wasn't.
Yep.
And there was like this little weird segue. And there's this part where a giant head Chucky comes out.
He runs out.
And yeah, it was kind of awesome actually. Like, because I was like, man, it's gonna be so lame if the Chuckies were like human size.
Yeah.
That'd be so lame. But instead they're like, let's make them huge as hell.
Yeah.
And so it was really big and that was like freaky. But then they also did have like
small puppet
like
size.
little animatronic type of like things, you know, and they were really good ones too. They weren't like janky, you know, they were really good. So I thought that was really cool.
Okay, so on the scale of 1 to 10, what are you ranking Chucky?
I'm gonna give it a 9.
A 9? That's great.
It wasn't scary. I just liked it because of the production value. It wasn't even, I don't know that it was an actual good house, but I just...
So I'm going to give it a 7. So this is the reasoning. So Chucky was in the place where the Blumhouse houses were last year. So they did Freaky, and then you went into that little courtyard, and then it went into the Black Phone. So that's why there was a 2-part section to it. The first section for Chucky, you start in the toy factory, and then you go into like Chucky's series. So we were going through a lot of the things that we saw in the series, which you see in the queue, which I thought was really cool. You know what? I'm gonna have to rank this an 8. I have to bump it up because every time I went through the Chucky house, the same scare actor, actor was there, and his whole job was to be like, "Don't go in there, no." And every time I walked by, it was so funny. He was like, sister, what you doing? You already escaped. You going in again? And he remembered me every time I went through that house.
Awesome.
I mean, it's not hard to remember. I have purple hair, so it's not that hard. But the fact that he remembered it, and every time he was like, sister, again, he sold that house for me. There were a couple things that, you know, are just creepy. Like the giant Chucky's creepy. I like there's one Chucky without like hair that pops out at you. Like it's like a thing. So so yeah, Chucky was, I mean, it wasn't bad. I had fun at that house. Next is Blood Moon Rising. You remember this? This is the one where you're in like the little like pagan town kind of, and you go through when you walk through the church and stuff. This house has, from what I've heard, it has the most blood that Universal has ever done on a set.
I think I like that because like I think it was very atmospheric in the sense that I think there was like scenes that were like seemed like they were outdoor, but they were indoor. But like the town, you know, the town.
When they're doing the circle.
Yeah, dead people. And I love that immersiveness of like you walking through the church.
Yeah.
And there were pews in front of you in which there were, you know, maybe people sitting in or maybe not people sitting in. You know, and that was kind of, that was neat.
Yeah. So what do you give it on a scale of 10?
I'm going to give that a 9.5.
Oh, wow. 9.5.
That one's legit.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8. I'm only giving 8 at the moment. I'm going to give it an 8.
I know. I liked it. So high.
I liked it. It was cool. Exorcist Believer.
No. Well, you know, I didn't see the movie, and all I knew was the concept, and I mean, other than just seeing two girls who look like they were being possessed, there was nothing else I kind of got out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there was the one where she was like, the power of Christ compelled. I mean, she didn't say that, but she was throwing the holy water on the girl in the nursery. Yeah.
I'll give it a 6.
Oh, that's higher than me. I'm giving it a 4.
Oh!
I hated that house. I did it. I wanted to do it once. I think I ended up doing that house 3 times, and every time I was like, I don't want to do it again. One of our bonus rounds from a previous episode was us coming out of that house. And I was like, I'm still screaming. So go back and check that out if you want to see. Next is Oddfellows, which is the circus house. That's the one where you walk in, and it's like you're walking into the big top. And then there's like the black ringmaster guy. And then like, he's like, your soul's mine and all that.
Black as in he's black?
Yes, he's black.
Okay.
Oh my God. It's literally the circus house, Carl. How do you not remember this? There's like the lady with 2 heads that came out. Yeah, it's a circus house.
It must not have been good, huh?
That house to me is a 9. That house is so good. That house is so good. Carl just doesn't remember. It was probably one of the first ones he did.
What else about it was like a circus?
Everything
in a house?
was a circus. You were
in
walking
a house?
Do you not remember Mufasa jumping out at you? Like there was this one part where they had this giant stuffed lion and he jumped out of the cage.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh, Carl.
I'm going to give that a 7. That's a solid 7.
You're giving it back, but you don't remember it. And it's not because you don't remember it. Your memory's just bad. Okay, next is Darkest Deal. That's the one where you're in kind of like...
a jazz club.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I like the jazz club, but I think that was just like, what do you call it? A repainting over last year's... Didn't they have something that was kind of like a jazz club? But
I don't remember.
It was like a club, a bar. So I'm going to give that a 4.
Wasn't it a speakeasy last year or something?
Like, I like like, there was a little story to it, and I feel like it deserves more than a 4.
Yeah, but Carl's giving it a 4.
Oh.
I'm going to give it a 6. The house wasn't bad. I actually probably would have given it a 5, but it got bumped up 1 point for me because I don't know what about that house. That house smells so good. Yeah, they did have the devil. But that house smells so
get a 5 for that.
Good. Oh, what the? It smells good. It smells like trees or outdoors or whatever. Every time I walked into that house, I was just like, this smells so good. Like whatever they're spraying in here, can I get a bottle of that? It smells so good. So yes. Next is Last of Us. This was based off of the game, not the movie. Remember, we thought it was going to be the movie.
I think it must have been weak.
Carl doesn't remember any houses.
Well, the thing is, because it's IP, it means I recognize everything. And even though I recognized everything, I remember there was a car in it. Mm-hmm. And then there were actors pretending to be the characters that are standing around going...
We were in the cell. Yeah, the one, he was like, Joel was like, in the first one, he was like, shh, and I was like, he's over here, and he looked at, he mean-mugged me, the scare actor, I was like, he's over here.
Let's give that a 3.
Oh, no. I'm gonna give it, I'm honestly gonna give it a 4. I only did it once, and I didn't care to do it again. Wow. Okay, Monsters Unleashed, and this one had, different Universal monsters than we're normally accustomed to. So it had Phantom of the Opera, Invisible Man, Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Jekyll and Hyde.
I'll say that I liked this one, but not that I could really tell the difference between any of the monsters that were actually in there and the different scenes. Like, thematically, it just, I don't think that came through for me. But as far as just being a fun haunted house with like monsters and stuff jumping out, I thought it was very good. So I'm gonna give that a solid 8.9.
8.9. 6. I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a 9.
You're right.
That was
close
one
to
of
it.
my.
It should have been a 9.
Right. That was one of my favorite houses. It was so good. Like the Hunchback falling off, and then he has like a bungee. Yeah, he's falling off the bungee.
Yeah, you're right.
And
it should be a 9. Yeah, you're right.
He was doing the.
You can bump that up by a percent. Like, a decimal.
He was like ringing the bell when he did it. Like at the beginning, the theming was great when you had Scotland Yard, and there was like, we're on the hunt for a madman. We'll find them.
Yo,
in the opera house.
I feel like now I want to change Blood Moon Rising to like.
To what?
8, and then make that a 9.
Okay, we'll bring that down.
Now I feel like Chucky belongs to 7.5.
Wait, you freaking it down. Okay. Okay, and then yeah, but the Monsters House I think was fantastic. I think they did an incredible job. I still feel like we spent more time in the opera, like in Phantom of the Opera, than anything else though. Because we were in the sewers, then we were Carl, you can't tell that we were in the opera house with all the drape and stuff and him carving up people's faces. You couldn't tell we're in the opera house?
Well, maybe at the time. Maybe at the time. I just remember it being just like a blur.
The one that was, well, I've also done it multiple times. So, the one thing that was a little bit of a blur for me was Invisible Man. That one was a little bit of a blur, but after doing
invisible.
it, yeah, exactly. But after doing it multiple times, you know, I got more of him in the house. So great. Yeti.
Apparently, it was a favorite among our group.
Yeah, Yeti was good. I mean, it wasn't great.
No,
it's not my. It's not my favorite.
It's another
house.
good,
it is
like monster
some
type of
favorite house.
We could get that a solid 7.5.
7.5. I'm gonna give Yeti
or
an 8.
Yeah.
It was okay. And then last was Dueling Dragons, and I know what you're gonna say. I'm gonna put my score.
Oh my!
I don't care.
I almost forgot that I even went into that. So,
did
but
you only do it once?
I did do it once.
Yeah, so you didn't even do both
I
sides?
don't really remember it at all. So it's gotta be like, I'll give it a 6.5.
So Dueling Dragons, I gave a 10. This is my favorite house, and of course, it's just nostalgia for me. By the way, I have the Dueling Dragons. If you're on YouTube, I bought the Dueling Dragons shirt. It's just a nostalgic thing for me, like from when the coasters were there. Like I have a lot of memories. So, but also I loved going through and choosing your ending, even though I wish it was a little bit longer, the side that you choose.
Yeah.
I wish it was choose your path, not choose your ending. But I get how in one house that could be a little difficult to pull off. But maybe they'll start doing split paths on things now because they see that it can work. But most of the time so the last time we went through, when you guys went to the left path and I pulled Kate and we went to the right because nobody was going ice. And we went in there and I'm just like, hello, housekeeping. And we got all of the scares because no one was in front of us. So it was so good. It was so good. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was really good. And then every time we went to the part where you choose, I always did my little bow down to the dragon. So I enjoyed it. So for you, without looking at your rankings, what was your favorite house?
I kind of already looked, and so it's probably Stranger Things.
Stranger Things were your favorite? All right.
No.
Well, you're saying yes.
I'm guessing that's what it was.
No. I'm saying just what was your favorite house? Your favorite house doesn't really have to be like a...
Probably Monsters. Universal Monsters.
Monsters was really good. My favorite house, I'm gonna take Dueling Dragons, but Monsters was a close second.
Yeah.
So
did you guys go to Halloween Horror Nights and check out all these houses too?
Let us know. Can't wait till next season. All right, Carl, I think we're, oh my God, I don't know how long this episode is. It's like 2 hours. You guys are still here?
It says it's 16 minutes.
Yeah, because We saw.
Oh, I was like, what? That
You
can't
know it
be
hasn't
right.
been 16 minutes.
Yikes.
All right, well, we're down to our last segment.
Moving up the chart. Moving up the chart. Moving up the chart.
Yeah, moving up the chart this week.
And welcome to the final round of this play session, which is moving up the charts.
That's right. And you know what? We're still using the old way that we did it in regards to finding up the topic of the song. But we're doing them a week in advance, meaning we determine what we're going to sing in advance. And then over the week, I try to throw some music together and we try to throw... Oh, crap. I didn't write my verse. You know, I got it in here. A verse. We try to write a verse and then see what we come with off the top of our heads when we do it. And
I will let you know I wrote a verse, but I forgot it.
No,
so
you forgot it too.
I remember kind of what it said.
She does it. She does it amazingly anyway. She don't need practice. She normally kills it.
I don't.
But listen. So last week, our 2 words. We used this game called Medium, and we And basically, in this game, you could do 2 cards, and you find the one word that
it's in the middle.
That connects the 2 words, and that's how the game plays. And we're gonna try that in a second, probably. I guess after this, or should we do that first? We'll do next week's later.
Yeah, we'll do it after.
Okay, so after this, we'll pick next week's 2 words. All right. So last week it was robot
and cold.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Are you sure?
I don't know what the song, what the beat is.
I know, this is scary. Are you scared? I'm scared.
Are you gonna go first again?
Yeah, so I'll go first again, and basically the first 8 is nothing, and then I'm gonna jump in, do my verse, chorus, your verse, chorus, end.
Okay.
I'm scared.
We're good. Let's go.
Let's see if it'll even play here. I'm concerned that it won't. You can provide, they say. You're a solid, reliable type. Wise and learn your lessons well. But can you love? Can you love? Look into my eyes. See my soul. So hard, so cold. A machine, you're a virus. You can look in my eyes. You can see my soul. So hard, so cold.
I'm a cold robot. You can't see my soul. You can't see my soul. I'm a cold robot. I think I'm gonna grow old. I think I'm gonna grow old. Let me talk to him. I said, brr, it's cold in here. I said, I can't feel my riders or any gears. I said, brr, it's cold in here. I said, I can't feel no riders or any gears. I said, OE, 001. OE, 001. And freeze. Where's my heart?
You can provide, but you can't give me love.
That was the end.
You know, that's what happens when you can't practice, right?
I think
that's very special.
I think you went over on your verse time.
No,
you don't think so?
I think what happened was no, I don't think it went over.
That's
because when the music came in, that's supposed to be the chorus, and also you know what? I kind of last minute was like throwing something else, like trying to fix it, and
I didn't know where the chorus
started. So maybe it. I don't know. I'm concerned that maybe it was messed up, possibly because it didn't come out how I expected either. So, yeah, that was
fine. It wasn't bad. I mean, we didn't end on time. Our timings were a little bit off, but I think it was fine. We've had worse ones. Ninja Assassin.
I don't know.
Yeah, the first robot, whatever it was.
Robot.
I can't remember the first robot.
Robot.
Also, we need to roll.
Yes. Oh my god.
17.
Oh no! Oh. I don't know. I think that was pretty bad.
I don't think it was
like
that bad.
if ours were coming out like that, I'd be like, why are we doing that?
I gotta roll again.
Why?
15 because I'm rolling too high. Okay, 4. So 15 and 4. So kitty card.
Okay.
I was like, pick one.
All right, so with medium, we each get a card, and we're gonna reveal it, and then we're gonna count 3, 2, 1, and you can play along with us. When we count 3, 2, 1, after you hear what the 2 words are, we're all going to say out loud the one word that connects these 2 words.
Oh God. Okay.
All right, LaQuita, what do you got?
All right, I have short.
Short? Mine is middle.
Oh, God.
So,
God.
short,
middle. Oh, God. They're both adjectives.
Short, middle?
Oh, God. Short, middle. I have a blank. I normally play this game and I think of something. I have a blank.
What's the one thing that connects these 2 words? Short, middle.
Short, middle. Jesus. I have something.
Short, middle.
Yeah, I have something.
Oh no, do you?
Yeah. I have something.
Do you guys have something? I guess let's just go for it.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Narrow.
Oh, I said child because like
child.
The middle child, short
middle.
child. I don't know.
And I said narrow because I was like, if it's in the middle and it's short, narrow. This one's hard. So now, if we were continuing to play the game, it would be between narrow and child. Narrow child.
Worse.
What's a word that?
It's worse.
That's in common with narrow child.
The heck is a narrow child?
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Nose.
Malnourished.
Oh. Yikes.
And then we're about to lose a game on our 3rd try. Malnourished
and
nose. Malnourished nose.
Sure.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Smell.
Coke addict.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
So we lost the game, but our words for next week for the song that we come up with. This is
short and
this is just going to give us what the subject of the song will be. It's not necessarily the title, but it's going to be about short middles or middle shorts.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So you'll have that to look forward to
for next week. I don't think Robot Code was bad. I mean, it wasn't great, but I don't think it was as terrible as you think it was. So we'll see. All right. Well, we had a very full podcast today. So.
Yeah, it was. I honestly don't know who would still be listening after all this time.
It's only been an hour and a half.
Are you guys still there? Really?
Are you there? Hello?
I really appreciate it. If you've stayed this long and didn't push like, I mean, you might as well push like if you stayed this long. And you should subscribe if this is the 2nd time you've listened all the way.
Subscribe. You should just subscribe anyway.
But, you know, for next time, if you don't think every section of our show is your cup of tea, feel free to use the chapters.
Yes. Only if you're on YouTube, though.
Yeah, exactly. If you're on YouTube, sorry. If you're on the podcast, hopefully you didn't fall asleep while you're driving. Wake up.
God. That was our alert. Well, thank you so much for coming to the podcast. You guys, you already started that? We have to tell them where to find us.
Yes, they can start.
Oh, okay. Well, you can find us everywhere for podcasts.
That's right. In places like Yahoo. Is that a real thing?
Yahoo.
Yahoo podcast. That ain't a thing? Okay, fine. How about Amazon and Apple and Deezer and Google and Samsung and iHeart, my mama,
iHeartRadio,
Pandora, RSS, and of course Spotify and TuneIn. Yeehaw!
And then you want to tell them about our beacons?
Yeah, you can find all these podcasts, including the links to all of them and our YouTube at Beacons, BEACONS.AI/Giggles and Games.
And if you're looking to watch our beautiful faces and you're not already following us on YouTube, you can find us on YouTube at
Giggles and Games. And of course, we're going to do a bunch of bonus rounds eventually. If not this week, maybe next. But you should finally, you know, see some of them on our X/Twitter and Instagram and Twitter. But for X Twitter, it's going to be at Giggles Games Pod. And then on Instagram and TikTok and Threads, it's going to be Giggles and Games Pod.
Carl, this section is normally the tightest part of our thing. Just look here. It's all here. It's all on our shoot sheet. I don't know what he's looking at. Well, thank you for hanging out with us, and don't be a cold robot. Have a good one.